welcome to the actual very first episode of the Beyond the Check podcast, where we talk about the service industry, culinary things, and whatever we really want. So that's a thing. My very first guest is going to be one of my fantastic friends and actors and a longtime server, visiting all the way from New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tylor Dain.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Good to see
up,
you,
buddy?
my friend. How you doing?
Cheers.
It's been a little while since we got to sit down at a table together, huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, man. Not wearing the whole mask. I mean, it's kind of creepy at the same time, but I feel a little more relaxed. Kind of nervous. I've never done anything like this. It's weird.
Yeah, we zoomed a lot. We had a lot of Zoom.
Yeah, we did.
I have a lot of actual footage of that.
I was probably a little bit special in the head at that point in time.
Sugar's here. The dog wants to be on the podcast. Say hi,
wow.
Shuggy. Yeah,
Look
she
at
just
that.
snorts and things. But yeah. So, welcome to Georgia again. Welcome back. Moved to New York City
Bones, where you at?
a while ago.
Make me look bad.
Yeah,
Well, if you get a dog, I want the other dog.
Here
there
it
he
comes.
is.
Bones.
Hey, that's my boy. That's a big boy. Look at that sweet boy. There we go.
I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see how cute they are. If you're listening, trust me, they're adorable.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. That's
Yeah.
a nice pup. So
He missed his Uncle Tyler.
It's been a while. He's not enjoying me half as much as I'm enjoying it. All right. Okay. Cool. That's not gonna work out.
So anyway, yeah.
What's up? What do you
What's
wanna
up,
talk
man?
about?
I don't know. I mean, you moved to New York to work at Per Se.
I did. That is correct.
When was that? Like a year ago? Year and a half ago? 2 years ago?
Going on 2 years now. I think my first day. It's something that will stand out in your mind forever. The first day that you work at Per Se. I think it was April 3rd, and I went for a stage about a month before that. And a stage, if anybody who's listening is unfamiliar, is
I have no idea. What's a stage?
So it's when you go and you work essentially for free at a restaurant. Classically, it's like you would go and work in France or at a restaurant in France for free, but they would let you work. But because our laws are so strict here, especially in New York, I'm sure I guess it's a federal thing, but you can't actually touch anything or like actually work. So the stage that I did was basically I stand on one side of the
little
kitchen.
duckling.
Yeah, and I just watched what was going on, and I studied the menu as I watched a chef expedite, and then they take you into the dining room, and then you do the same thing. It's kind of boring, like it sounds boring, but there's so much happening in front of you, like it's hard to explain. It's hard to like transfer that through the mic right now.
All right, so if anybody doesn't know what Per Se is like one of the number one restaurants in New York City.
There's if you're familiar with the Michelin Guide, we are the first 3-star Michelin restaurant in the nation, in the United States. There was actually I think 3 or 4 restaurants that when the Michelin Guide decided to come to New York were awarded the highest prestige, which is the Michelin Guide is like. There's a reverence that's spoken about it within the industry, and if you don't know about it, then it's kind of like one of those things where you sound like an asshole talking about it on the side of the street. Like someone's like, "Oh, you work at a French restaurant, huh?" And it's like, yeah, sort of, kind of, yeah. But Chef Keller, Thomas Keller, is the executive chef. Head chef. That's so funny. The executive chef, and he stars for 2 years, I believe, in France.
So I gotta say, you don't look like you looked when you left.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
No.
Am I rambling?
No, you're fine. But I just wanted to interrupt you.
All right, that's fine. I was like, damn it. I was like, like I said, I'm trying to get.
Because when you
I gotta
left,
drink a beer. I gotta get.
when you
my
left,
groove.
you had super short hair. I've never seen you with a beard before in my entire life.
I didn't know I could grow one. But like we had to go into quarantine. When that happened, I was like, well, I'm just.
And then the motherfucker came back looking like Jim Morrison. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a wow.
Like later stage Jim Morrison.
Yeah. Did Jim ever? Yeah, I guess he did have a beard. Shit.
Yeah, like the scene at the end of the movie, he was on the plane.
Yeah, my dad said I looked like
France.
John Lennon, but I was like, I don't really remember John Lennon with a beard.
He threw the beard on at the end there for a minute too. But
Did he?
Yeah.
He probably didn't do it like the rest of them did. Like like none of them. Actually
I don't think John grew a very good beard either.
They
like
all
I think
had
it was like
mustaches.
really he had like thin.
What's
parts.
crazy is when you get to go to New York. I'm still a tourist, so I've lived there for almost 2 years now, going on 2. And I'm still I still get excited about things like like Flatiron. When you see the Flatiron building, or for me, I'm like, holy shit, like that's the building that was in all the movies that I saw like as a little kid, yeah, you know. And then, but speaking of John Lennon, there's a place in Central Park. Man, I don't know exactly what it's called. Forgive me. But it's like on the pavement, and so the whole part of Central Park is dedicated to John, and he used to live right across from the park, and the whole building is like that's where John Lennon used to live. And like
funny story. Yoko Ono follows us on Twitter.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the real Yoko. Thank you for following.
Yeah. Wow. How did that happen?
She just followed me. I don't know. It was years ago. It's like she still does.
Wow.
I forgot until I got a friend request from somebody else was like, now hey, your friend who's also friends with Yoko Ono is now on Twitter, and you should follow them. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm friends with Yoko Ono on Twitter. Hi Yoko, miss you, mean it.
She's an interesting lady for sure. I like her later music. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get into.
I gotta be honest, I've never actually jammed up to it.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, she's got some pretty cool music videos too. Just look into it when you got some time.
All right, googling Yoko's music video.
So yeah, back to the guide. So yeah, moved up there about 1.5 years ago.
Working. Tell me about working at Per Se. Like, so you were.
Had I known now what I didn't know then, like I'm not sure if I would take that step, because it was like, in hindsight, it's 2020. No pun intended. 2020.
Yeah, it's hindsight. We're in hindsight.
I don't know why I pointed that out. I'm gonna kill myself.
2021.
Anyways, so
20. Yeah.
So yeah, it was me dumping myself into the deep end, and literally just getting shit on every single day, and really, like whatever you think you know about service or like the industry or like food, like wait till when you put yourself in that position, like you start to realize how quickly, like nobody I worked with, I think there was like maybe one person I worked with who did not graduate from CIA. So
what's CIA?
The Culinary Institute of America.
For servers?
That is correct. Yeah, everybody was a chef. Like no, like everybody.
Maitre d's were chefs.
Well, that's one. Tylor Hansen actually was. I think he was a Marine beforehand, and then he worked at a restaurant. So we have a sister restaurant called the French Laundry, and they came first. So I think they opened in. Thomas Keller took over in 1994, and Per Se would not come along until 2004. So pretty cool thing. I got to see the 20 while I was working. It was the 25 anniversary of being open at the French Laundry, and our kitchens are connected. So if it's not the same restaurant, and legend has it, like I know everybody's heard the story probably already, but like so he's opening up this restaurant in New York, and they're like, is it the French Laundry? Like, is it gonna be? And he's like, well, it's not the French Laundry per se. And then it became like that's kind of what it is. And anyways, we have the same philosophies, the same guide. It's all about. Sounds so dumb saying it. It's all about finesse, though. It's all about a legacy, or like learning what that even means, or like you're walking in or sitting on the shoulders of giants, I guess you would say.
Okay, so most of the country, when they wait tables, right? So generally speaking, across the board, 90% of all servers are basically doing the job that it takes 3, 4, 5 people to do.
Per se?
At Per Se, or at a super fine dining restaurant.
Yeah,
because the normal server takes the orders.
Right.
They take the food to the tables. They're the ones opening the wine. They're the sommelier, because who else is doing
you're
that?
Essentially all that. Yeah. But every step of service is broken down into its own jobs. Like there's a guy for the wine. There's a guy for bringing the food from the kitchen to the table. You're a captain server, so there's 3 levels of service. You got the captain server, back server, and then kitchen server. And the captain server is essentially the liaison, if you will, like that. But it's essentially like the liaison between the kitchen and guest. And everything that happens before you, like you make a reservation at Per Se, like we're Googling you, like so we know like who you are, like kind of, or since try to get a better feel for the guest, because it's all about making your expectation before you know it. So like we put it there before you realize you needed it. And then he's like, but you didn't even ask for it, because it was all taken care of. Like it was all like. And,
you don't sit down and read a menu.
Well, no. There's a menu. No. So you have a menu. You have chef tasting of vegetables, which is essentially a vegetarian menu, and then you have chef's tasting menu. Both are $355, and that's
piece.
set. So those are the menus. And if you've never had hot cuisine or like dined in a restaurant, like I had never done any of this. That's why I was saying I kind of stepped into a pool that was way too big for me, or an ocean that was way too big for me. But
you learned the steps as you went.
Seven courses.
You learned to swim.
Yeah, I hung in there for a year. Yeah, I know they wanted to fire me several times probably, but I did the thing that Chef Dan Bacuzzi was our executive sous chef, and Dan, wherever you are, if you ever see this, man, what
Cheers,
a hero!
buddy.
What a fucking hero among men, like a fucking boss. And this guy, I mean, I wish I could. I wish you could feel. I wish I could be better explaining it, but slick black hair, just
Classic Italian?
fucking yeah, it looks like an Italian fucking stallion, no homo, like, you know what I mean, but whatever.
Classic stereotypical
Yeah,
cartoon.
kind of sort of, but like he kind of has a little. He's so tall, and they wear clogs in this kitchen, so like you get this much more, and he just.
Steve Buscemi and whatever.
No. This guy's way more attractive. Like, no, like I said, like, I mean, I'm not into dudes, but you might could talk me into it, Dan. I don't know. Just kidding. But so yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I've never been more scared of a person, or just so gnarly, like so right off the bat was just like, I was like, this is like alpha male doesn't even cut it. Like, I can't explain it to you. And the way that the chefs talk to each other. And I got talked to all the time. I definitely got degraded by everyone, but the chefs degrading the other chefs was like the gnarliest thing I've ever seen. Like, it was so crazy. It was so crazy.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, for my sake, I mean, I'd rather like
Your food's too salty. No, your food's too salty.
no, not like that. Like, let's say for instance. I won't use it. Like, your name is your chef Jared, we'll say. And you misplated the foie gras. So there's like 7 courses, as I was trying to explain earlier. Sorry if I get sidetracked sidetracked.
Per se.
But
Don't get sidetracked per se.
well, no, that's not funny. But so the foie gras is misplated. So I gave you an example. Like, I showed you how to do it. Now, you can fuck it up one time, maybe. It's like, chef, that's not how I fucking plated it, right? Chef, what are you doing? It's not like, and it could be like, this is how the line was supposed to go on the plate, and you just made a straight line or something. And it could be like, this is not my design. What did like now?
Why are you thinking outside of the box, man?
Yeah,
it's not a zigzag. It's a swirly swirl.
Yeah, you're
okay?
on garde manger, like, and
it's a
I respect the
crisscross
hell out of garde manger. I'm not
at a
talking
14-degree angle across the.
Well, no, and so for instance, so he'd be like, "Now you have to come over a second time," and he's like, "You know what, Chef Jared? How about fuck per se? You going to open up Chef Pierce's bar? Oh shit! Oh,
I don't know how you slept up, and neither does anybody else.
all right, cool. You go open up Chef Jared's Bar and Grill. How about you do that? Fuck per se. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, it's. I have the utmost respect for them, and because they're getting paid not the most money in New York. They're not. And,
I mean, the cooks always get screwed.
Yeah, but their hours that they put in, like,
Even at a place like Per Se, I'm imagining that the kitchen servers are probably making more than your lower class line cooks. Maybe.
I don't want to speak on that. There's a lot of things I don't want to speak, because it's kind of like a fraternity of like. There's a lot of emotions that were involved with working there, and there was a lot of growing up that happened in a very fast amount of time.
I got a question. So when I go to these smaller worker-owned restaurants, I always hear how much of a family everybody is. Like, everybody's family. Like, the customers are like, for real though. Like, they know their names. And in a place that's the first big, thing that they told me, like in that type of situation, do you actually feel like you're all like a family after a while, or is it
after a while maybe? But we don't have to be.
Or is it more like being in the military? Like,
no, it's definitely what's the word? I can't think of it. It's definitely like being in the military. I mean, we're not getting shot at, but aside from that, very, very similar.
What happens if you had like a pin mark on your shirt or something?
Oh, you have a maitre d' come up to you like during lineup and just like take out a fucking ruler and like go against your face and like, did you shave today? Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, or like lift up your pant and like see if you're like
Check your
Socks
socks.
are both black. Like, yeah, all that. Because
All that.
everything is representing the legacy of what per se. When like 3 Michelin stars, 15 now 16 years. I don't know what's gonna happen after 2020. Lord, I don't know what the Michelin guy's gonna do, but to maintain that legacy, now it's like you're not when you put on that tie, when you put on that suit jacket, and when you get on that dining room floor. Now I'm responsible for the legacy, not only of the restaurant right now, but all those years that came before. Every chef, from that chef at Garde Manger getting yelled at to Canapé all the way to Big Meat, like it's their art, and it's my job to fucking know how it was done, how it was prepared,
So you're supposed
what
to know
it is.
how Picasso made the painting.
Yeah,
You need
but
to know
Picasso's
how-
making the painting every day because the menu changes every day. So you have 7 courses
and a brand new painting every day.
every fucking day.
And you need to know what color.
Wait, is it
exactly.
Saturday?
Is it magenta?
Is it Saturday?
Is it magenta or is it ocean blue?
No, look, is it Saturday? You get 2 menus in because now you get your morning menu, and then everything changes again at nighttime. Like it's so baffling. Like your head explodes. It's like trying to take a sip out of a fire hydrant that's exploding. Like you just get, dude. It's so gnarly, and like
Too much information overload, and I have to regurgitate it.
Oh yeah,
every day.
Yeah, and then you want to talk about like family, and like, dude, like you ask somebody a question, like you know who you are, but I asked a question, I forget what it was, and he comes on and he's like, hey,
If family was a boarding
he's
school.
like this. He's like,
is that where we're
hey,
at?
buddy guy, do I slap the dick out of your mouth? You never heard that before? Like, do I slap the dick out of your mouth when
Yeah,
you're working?
I've heard chefs say that before.
Dude, I guess it's a thing. I didn't know. The first time I heard it, it hit really hard. I think Danny Scalick actually told me that. Shout out to Danny if he's listening. But, that's my mentor. But yeah, people do that. And the culture is all about like, it turns you into a shark. Like it turns you into I'm gonna get yelled at, and to the point of now I started to notice. Oh, there's no greater feeling being a kitchen server than lapping the restaurant because a fucking back server has not marked their table yet. So their silverware hasn't been replaced. Because, you know, every course has every new dish, every new piece of silver. But to lap that and say,
Because you
to
can't
shout
set,
at
you
somebody
can't set
and
the plate down until
hey,
that
John,
until that
exactly.
knife
So I
and
lap the
fork is
restaurant
down.
and be like, hey, John, get your fucking act together, man. Go mark table 8. We just lapped. And then, no, food's getting cold, bro. Meat's getting cold.
And can the table see you just walking
But
in a circle
shit,
with their food in your
They
hand?
would never notice. What do you, dude?
No.
You would never notice. Are you kidding me? Like sitting,
I don't know what the layout of the restaurant is, so
it's the most
But
brilliantly
they can't
designed
see you.
restaurant.
They can't see
It is,
you.
dude. You're looking at Columbus Circle. You're looking over. Columbus is right here at eyesight with you, and then you're at the top of the trees all over Central Park. So like from the floor, it's leave the address 10 Columbus Circle. So you're in Columbus Circle in the Time Warner Building, like 4th floor. Which is kind of weird because like Time Warner is kind of like a mall, and you don't really find 3-star Michelin restaurants in like malls, and there's 2 of them up there. So like there's one here, and then right outside of per se is they call it the garden. So right outside in the front is another 3-star Michelin restaurant. Like you would never, and both of those restaurants have been on the guide since it started here in New York. Sorry.
All right, so I was trying to get to this earlier, but we got sidetracked into all that amazing shit.
Yeah, I really don't even know if this is gonna like. This might be the worst podcast ever. I don't even know why people would be listening this long. Like this is a conversation between 2 dudes like smoking cigarettes at a bar. Like I don't know.
But about interesting things in restaurants we might not know about, which is exactly why we're about to just turn that back to why your hair is so long, why you got the beard, and Black Wednesday.
Oh, is that what you refer to it?
That's what I refer to it as. I think you called it that one time, or did I say that to you?
I have no idea. I say a lot of things that I can't really like claim credit for because I don't remember.
I think you said Black Wednesday. You called me and you were like, everybody just got fired.
Oh, that day.
That day.
Okay.
Black Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know what?
like-
I don't. Like I said, it's a type
I
of
mean,
situation.
I'm really in the generalization of all of New York City right now.
Look,
Like,
I need everybody to understand, whoever's listening right now. Like, I did not have enough time. Like, you never work at like you can't. It's not even fair to say you worked at Per Se if you haven't worked there for 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like you, it's no like
you still just walked in the door after 2.
And then people still make fun of me because of my wine selection. Like, I'll post a nice picture of a dog and a bottle of wine, and I'll get hit up by fucking some sommelier or some captain or back server like, man, drink some good fucking Chardonnay. And I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, I'm on a budget, all right? I don't have a fucking job. I'm not working right now. But yeah, so what happened was we all like the virus came quicker, or like, oh god, I don't want to be redundant, or I don't want to tell you things you already know. When we got the word, we all got like, it was like, everybody, don't worry, we'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks. This is gonna be a little thing,
Right,
and
when
then
it starts to shut down.
Yeah, but then I started thinking, I was like, it's not gonna be a little thing, because if the food purveyors, like, if our purveyors are shut, then like that's gonna,
We don't have any food to serve.
3 days to make some of those sauces. Are you like, to reduce? Like, dude, it's the amount. You could have a deli. So we call little plastic containers like this, like a deli. You could have a deli like this, filled with like one of my favorite sauces is Chef Corey Chow sauce. We call it Chow sauce, but it's like a Szechuan peppercorn mignonette, if you will. And there, I used to have it all written down in a little book, but I can't. I'm not gonna waste time talking about it. Anyways,
You can make it?
That could cost. No, I could not. No, I did not
But
say that.
you know what's in it.
I am no chef.
But you know what's in it.
No, I did know what's in it. I can't listen. Dude, don't call me
I'm
out.
not asking
right
you.
now.
I just want to know if you
This
can
is
make it
not
for me
lineup.
later.
See?
I need you to know if you can make it for me later.
But look, so for what you just did there. So when I'm at lineup, and somebody asks like a question about like what's in a sauce, or the chef asks you, like,
And under the spotlight.
oh, dude,
What's in the sauce?
dude, they make you sweat. Or
When
wait,
you're going home.
where did the lamb come
Do you
from?
know where you're going home?
So where did the lamb come from? Well, it's the Legion Fields farm. Okay, that's funny. But where's the Legion Fields at? Where the fuck is the farm at? What is the name?
Trick questions?
No. This is what they asked during lineup. What is the name of the purveyor? What is the name of the man who fucking raised the lamb?
What was the name of the lamb?
I don't know. Yeah, we have the name of the cows who make the butter. We have
For real?
10, 11 cows that make butter for the French Laundry and per se. Like, that's
The specific cows, not a dairy,
there's
but
like
the
Dip,
cow.
Dozzy, Dizzle. It sounds like the reindeers.
But they're the milk cows.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and sometimes you mix it up with a little beef lardo, like you whip the butter with a little beef lardo, and it brings a whole new flavor profile. It's badass. Of course, why would we add more fat to
Fat?
butter? Yeah, but it's delicious. That's why. It's fucking delicious.
Dizzy's milk is amazing.
Oh my god, I just burped for that. I'm sure that this is I'm
It
so
smelled good
embarrassed.
too.
Thanks, man.
Thank God it's not smell-o-vision.
Oh my god. Pardon me. Oh jeez, this is so unprofessional. But thank you for having me regardless. I can't
Damn
really
it.
I'm kind of scared that this is
open.
gonna be online. Like, people will be able to like come back and like look at this.
Well, so far you haven't completely embarrassed yourself.
Well, it's coming. Don't worry. The night is but young.
Touche, sir. So,
Oh,
you want to know?
Wait, Black Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Black Wednesday.
So we all get sent home, and then now it's a month later. Slowly March turns into whatever the next month is, and then all of a sudden it's June. We've been on
been 3
Rockaway.
months
We've
now.
been on the beach since we left. Actually, when it started, we were still wearing jackets, and I know that because after I quarantined like the first month or whatever, and then I got my first phone call where it's like, "Hey, you want to come down to like the park and like roll some dice?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yes,
get
I
the
need to
fuck
get the
out of
fuck
the
out of
house!"
the
Yeah,
house.
absolutely. And we were still wearing jackets, so I guess, man, that's crazy. So then June came around, and then July comes, and then I get a phone call one morning while I'm at Riverside Park. I live on 146 in Broadway in Harlem, and I'm right there on the Hudson, with the homies kicking it, and like one of the guys who'd worked at Per Se for 3 years, first job out of the institute, out of CIA. He calls me and he's like, "Hey man, did you get a phone call yet?" I was like, "This is a phone call." He's like,
Hello,
no.
I'm talking to you.
He's like, "I heard they let go on one of the songs, and I heard they're letting go of people." And I was like, "What do you mean, like, of people?" That is Black Wednesday. That is exactly what we were talking about. Yeah. Isn't everybody who's getting picked off is calling everyone else? Like, did you get picked off?
Are
Did
you fired?
Are
Are you fired?
I would say 70% of the staff, like maybe I don't know, like
Just wiped out in one day.
if you were not a captain
You didn't have
or
a job.
a sous chef, bye. Like, no. People put in 3 years of work, like I said, and did not maintain did not survive that. Like that is quite the investment.
And it's not coming
look,
back anytime
but
soon either.
I don't blame per se for that. I don't blame the staff that I worked for, my management at per se, my maitre d's and my general manager, Sandra Shuffalo. Like, dude, those are the best people you could ever work for. And I could call per se whenever they open back up because they're closed down right now. But and probably be like, hey, would you guys mind please making a reservation for me wherever I needed it? Like, and I would hope that they would be like, of course. But in order for me to make reservations at places like that, I'd probably have to be working, have a job. So
yeah, money helps. If you want to go spend $350 on dinner per person, then
well, I mean, if you,
I mean, our
it's kind of like
the $600 stimulus doesn't even cover 2 people at dinner.
no,
Yeah,
damn sure
right.
doesn't cover rent.
No, or I mean, you're lucky to pay your back gas
That
bill.
money was as gone, like as soon as like you got like people have been backed up. There's still like bills like
and they're still backed up after that. It's not going to help.
Yeah, and dude, no, it's the death of the middle class in New York City. Like, now New York is not dead. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying as far as the middle class, like the unique businesses, like the things that made whatever borough you're a part of like unique, like
the small businesses.
Dude, if you didn't have millions of fucking dollars backing you, I don't know how you would maintain. I don't know how you'd. I mean, run a restaurant that used to have 30, 45 employees. Now it's been reduced to 3. One's behind the register, one's checking ideas, and one's cooking.
And that's just to put.
Or not even checking ideas.
Put food to go.
Nobody's even checking ideas. Like, are you kidding me? Like, dude, we could walk around New York like with drinks in our hands. Like, it was amazing. And I was like, how are they gonna go back from this? And like my homie's like, oh no. Like they open up, this exposed a lot of bullshit. You understand? Like things they can't take back away. And I was like, I guess you do have a point. Like, I mean, you can't really
go back to normal. Like what was normal, and it's not going back to it. So there's a lot of things that you're just gonna have to get used to that are now cool.
Yeah. And what's wild to me is they started they're building these little villages out in the middle of the street. So they're building a restaurant outside of a restaurant in the street.
Does it have walls too though? It doesn't make any damn
dude,
sense.
it goes all the way from plastic to crystal. Maybe not crystal, but like glass.
Looks like crystal.
Dude, people are dropping 30, 45, even shit. I don't even want to know what some of the restaurants have probably put into that. I'm trying to. I was like, what's my favorite? I think it's.
I want to eat in a Crystal Palace. Like maybe the Crystal Palace was the better idea to begin with.
Well, at first, like when it wasn't 30
But
degrees.
you can't even sit in those right now either,
It
though,
wasn't
can you?
30. Well, what do you mean?
I mean, can you sit out? Can you still dine outside now today?
But it's the same thing to me. Like I guess I understand like the idea of like we're keeping your party or your bubble with your bubble. Like, and you're not.
So they're individual class houses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like,
Don't throw rocks in there. Don't throw your silverware.
dude, but if you were barely maintaining, like if you were a restaurant that was barely maintaining and like you don't have the money to fucking throw 30 G's out there for like fucking something that might get torn down next week, like, when are they going to pull the trigger on that? Like, when is it going to be like, oh, well, you know what? Sorry that you invested.
Most of the bodegas probably did okay though because they were pretty much to-go food to begin with, though, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody.
If you loved your sandwich, like you went to the bodegas all the time, like
I loved, yeah, dude. When we were getting that initial money, I was like, the bodega's like around the corner down the block or like literally across the street and down the block, and I would be ordering like delivery from the bodega. Take some chicken nuggets, chopped cheese. Like,
so the people who were set up for who were to go for the most part to begin with did fine. The super big places fired almost everybody, and the middle places aren't even. They're holding on by a thread, or most of them are gone. 50%.
There are spots in Manhattan that used to be like thriving that are now like, it's like
ghost town.
Yeah, and Starbucks is open. but that's not like.
Can you go in Starbucks or is it like a window?
Or you gotta get, yeah. You can go in, you can pick up your food and your drink, but you have to like get out the second you do that.
So it's like a line all the way around and through and back out?
Well, only for Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. I've never got, like, my girlfriend lives on the upper west side, so about 72nd, 73rd. And the Trader Joe's from her, like around the corner from her house, it's just, I've never.
I love Trader Joe's.
Dude, it's around.
Wish we had a Trader Joe's here.
So good. So cheap. It's nice, man. It's good produce. Shit.
You have a Trader Joe's, but our restaurants are open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, now you start to wonder, like, and maybe, see, I'll probably get crucified for saying this, but, I mean, isn't that the point of a podcast? Like, oh my God, I keep, so gross. I'm so sorry. Jesus.
He just drank, like, I made pork and sauerkraut 2 days ago, and I left I took it out and put it away in a Tupperware, but I left the juice from yesterday was still in the crock pot. And this motherfucker just drank that shit. He's wondering why he's burping.
No, that's not why I'm burping. I'm burping because I'm drinking beer. It was delicious. I didn't know sauerkraut was so good. I told you I was scared of it when you brought me over. I was kind of like,
People usually are, but then you have to have it together with the pork and the sauerkraut simmered together for like forever, and then with mashed potatoes.
I want that in a Bloody Mary. And I bought a bottle of.
Oh, I bet that would be.
It'd be phenomenal, man. Yeah.
I knew you'd love it the most. You love pickled stuff and vinegar.
Yeah, I know. Like people, it's weird, but
Obviously,
I like drink salad dressing and stuff like that. Like, as a little kid, I used to like toss up the salad dressing. Like I kind of never lost that. I don't know. Very acidic things. Like I don't know. It's good.
You're like, Mom, can I just have a glass of red wine vinegar? No, I don't want the red wine. I want the red wine.
Literally,
vinegar.
or like yeah, you toss a salad. Like I have like I'm a soup salad kind of guy. So like I just drown the whole salad. It's really gross. Like
too much dressing. You're too much dressing. See, I like to put just enough to coat it, but not enough to like.
It's like that salad that we have.
Feel overwhelmed by it.
It's great. It's 2 dudes burping in microphones. Rad.
Hashtag 2 dudes burping in microphones.
Well, this is the first one, man. Hopefully it fucking fails and we never have to do this again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it like 100, at least 100 more times.
I guess.
Let's get counting.
God damn it! I'm supposed to put the brand on that. That was my bad.
Anyway,
not on the rights to do this. Nice.
So you gonna move back here or what's up? Oh, just pour beer on my floor. That's cool. No big deal. Bones, you want some beer?
That's for 2020.
Sugar likes beer. Bones isn't really into it.
Shug. I don't know. Thinking about it. Not to do podcasts like this, but definitely entertaining the idea of coming back home. Like,
no, but potentially Bar Tales. I want him to come host Bar Tales with me. So we'll see.
Yeah, but then I got to think about leaving. Like, it's like once you get there, it's like, oh my God. Like, if I leave, like I don't know if I'm ever coming back. Like, like I'm here now. I'm there now.
I mean, if you can't, I mean, I guess everything will be open again in July, maybe April, May, June.
Yeah,
July?
maybe sort of, kind of. I don't know. Maybe never. I don't know.
I mean, could you get a job right now?
I didn't move to New York.
Like, is there any job?
To stay at per se. Like, if that makes any sense. So I had a plan, believe it or not, like mapped out in my head where I was like, this is, and I'm not knocking anybody who's working in the industry. Do not misquote me, even though it'll happen. Like, I didn't move up there to stay at per se forever. I moved up there to grow up, to learn a little bit of discipline, which I learned more than I'm showing right now. And my passion's always been in acting. So I put myself in a city where I would eventually find myself in a position to make that a possibility. And obviously that has not happened yet.
Or you could just come co-host this bar show with me and sidetrack all of that.
Talking about it. Yeah. Maybe and it does make sense.
P.S. Beyond the Check Bar Tales coming as soon as I decide to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I come back to town. See what happens.
I mean, I'm going to make it with or without you. So I'm
I'm
just saying you're invited to come host the show with me.
I just don't think it'd be as good.
What? hanging out, talking to bartenders and
Yeah, but like without
drinking
me,
drinks?
like this is a narcissistic thing to say, but I just don't think. I mean, come on, man. Like we already saw you doing it, like with the restaurants. Like,
Right.
so you gotta
But
switch it up a little bit.
we're
man.
gonna leave Jordan at home.
Thank God. I'm just kidding, Jordan. You know I love you.
She might come too, but she'll sit in the back seat. So.
Yeah.
Also, I need you to hold a boom pole, which is just another excuse to.
Great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Go to New York, they said. Work for Thomas Keller, they said. I'm holding fucking boom poles in Savannah. How the fuck did this happen? It's a gift that just keeps on giving. It's great.
Hey, I put you in a feature film already, so I've tried. I've done my parts.
You have, and you know what? You've always been better at promoting me than I've been at promoting myself.
Yeah, that's true. So you come host this bar show then? Yeah, I don't even have to be in it. You can just host it.
No, I don't want you in there. Like,
I mean, I'll be there.
I wouldn't want to be by myself. Like,
You don't want to be by yourself?
yeah, well, I mean,
all
look,
alone
it
on
would
camera.
Yeah,
hanging out with bar owners.
I guess I don't know, man. It's gonna be nerve wracking enough to like probably watch this footage or listen back to this audio tape and be like, "Wow, man, what a douche! Like that guy sucks." Like, oh wait, that's you. Fuck. Yeah.
Well, I hope you watch it and think a little bit higher of yourself, because you've had moments that shined and you've had some moments that stuttered, but for the most part, I think you've done pretty well at breaking it down.
Once again, this interview is not a great representation of that, but yeah, I've been trying to bring it around.
Hashtag, this is not a good representation.
There you go. Well, cheers, man. I mean, unless I'm trying to think of like any other questions you might have, or any like tell you anything else I could.
I don't know. It's like bullshit about random things. What were we talking about the other day? That was ridiculously random.
I have no idea. I feel like Spencer is gonna like listen to this and like absolutely laugh his ass off. He's gonna get like 5 minutes into this. This is a guy who does this.
The Hot Grits podcast, which I also produce, is sports.
Where's the koozie?
I don't sports it, but
where is the koozie? I don't sports it.
But I produce a sports podcast.
I think I left it in the
Ladies and gentlemen, Bones.
Bones Brigade.
Go to YouTube, check out the podcast on YouTube, and you can see the dog standing on the desk. Anyway,
thanks for having me.
Tyler.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, rock and roll, man.
And can't wait to do it again.
Maybe I'll actually write out some questions next time.
We kind of freestyle.
No, I don't want to write questions.
Yeah,
We're just
I
hanging
also,
out.
also
This is just two dudes burping into a microphone, all right?
Literally.
Maybe I should rename the entire podcast. Two dudes burping into a microphone. Bones, what do you think? Two dudes burping in a microphone? Hashtag two dudes burping in a microphone.
That'd be pretty great.
And also, I should turn my cell phone off.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea next time.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to episode 1 of Beyond the Check podcast. I hope that you made it to this point. And if not, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you did make it all the way through, I love you. I mean it.
You probably need a beer yourself.
And if you haven't yet, go watch season 1 of Beyond the Check Worker Owner Edition, where I go find worker-owned restaurants, hang out with them, find out about the history of the restaurant, and of course, cook up and try some of the best dishes they have to offer. Follow us on Facebook at Beyond the Check and on Instagram at Beyond the Check, and of course, subscribe to Independent Lasagna on YouTube and Facebook as well. There, whatever.
You
Tyler,
got, Belford's.
Okie dokie.
Don't need a Belford.
So have a safe flight, because
I might miss it at this point.
no, don't miss it.
We'll see what happens.
Touche. All right. Cheers.
Cut.